What up, Wastelanders? Christopher here, Gaslands NorCal. Thanks for joining me once again for another conversion video. Now, if you watched my videos in the past, you've kind of probably got the idea that for the most part, I kind of have a plan for what I'm doing. I've got wheels picked out, I've got some weapons, some armor, so I kind of know the direction that I'm going. Now, if I'm doing just a regular day-to-day build or doing something on the weekends and stuff, that's typically not the case. I usually just, take everything apart, strip it down, throw some primer on there, and then start putting bits and pieces on there to see kind of what's going to fit, what I like, what looks good, and anything else I don't use, I just, instead of putting it away, I just toss it in the bin. I'm sure you probably have the same kind of thing, so I've gotten a lot of stuff just kind of piled up over the past several months that kind of want to put to use. So that's what I'm going to do for this video, and I'm going to be using this 83 Cadillac Ambulance. Take it all apart, strip it, get all the surfer beach patrol stuff on there, and then pick a paint color I want to use, and then start putting some pieces on there and seeing how this one's going to turn out. So that's what we're going to do for this one, but first of all, we got to get this baby apart and get her into the stripper. Alright, we're all stripped down and ready for some priming. I did go through and buff it out a little bit, a lot of it. Made it all nice and shiny, getting ready for to bring on the prime. I'm going to use this ammo one-shot primer from MIG by Jimenez. Stuff's pretty good. Takes a little bit of the thinner to make it flow perfectly through the old airbrush, but it'll work. And I'm thinking I'm going to be doing this whole ambulance in Monument Hobbies Pro Acrylic Dark Blue. Haven't used this color a whole lot. Should look pretty good on there. Not sure what else I'm going to add to it, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Kind of getting an idea, forming in my head of the direction I'm going to go. So yeah, we'll see if everything comes to fruition and how it turns out. But first, let's get some prime on there. Alright, so got the blue all going on. I do like this color. It's a very, as it says, a very deep blue, dark blue. But yeah, that's looking really good. The idea I have for this ambulance is it's going to be a hovercraft. So I've got some hover engines here from actually Anything 4-Wheel Drive sent me these. So check out his page. Those are awesome. This weapon I got from Kavan Industries. They just dropped a bunch of stuff onto Colts, I think, or my Mini Factory, one of those two. And so yeah, I picked this one up and was able to get some printed off before the weather got too cold and not really conducive for 3D printing in the cold. So I'm gonna get those all blacked up and silvered and get them detailed and stuff going on there. Got the internal portion and the underbody and stuff. I want to get this all blacked out because since it's going to be hover, you'll be able to see the bottom of it, and I don't want you to see all the silver and everything. I want that to be dark. So I'm going to do black on all these before I get it back together. Then we'll start doing some of the detail work. Got kind of an idea of a little bit other details I'm going to do on painting and stuff, but we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, let's get this all blacked up, and then we'll get it dry brushed in silver, and then we'll get everything back together and start doing some detail work. Looking good. Alright, so we're all painted and put back together and stuff. Looking pretty cool. Looking very interesting with that blue. It's going to be really making that stuff pop when the details and stuff go on there. Going to be painting the lights and everything silver, of course, and then red for the kind of ambulance and highlighting all the doorknobs and the headlights and some tail lights and whatnot. Got the engines ready to go, ready to get on the sides. Going to be sitting on top of this one on this really thick piece of plastic art that I got. Cut it to the size of the regular base, so 30 by 60 millimeters, so that would be fine. I'm just going to sit it on top there. So it's going to look just like that, sitting on top of the plastic card. Got some ideas for the detail work, because really want to make like kind of a midnight rider kind of vibe going on. Got some armor to put on there, gonna get that all painted up and stuff. Gonna put these flat pieces in the wheel wells. I've done this before on some other hovercrafts that I've done, and it just makes it easier for the engines to sit in there, so there's something flat for them to sit on. So so that'll make that a lot easier to go. Then got the weapon. Really like this weapon. Very, very high tech, and to detail a little bit more. Have it sitting on top there. So yeah, let's start getting everything put together. We'll probably do some detail work first, and then get it put together. So I'm not trying to cover up anything. And yeah, then we'll move on to the next step. Looking good. All right. So I got some of the detail work done. Just got the little lines, the silver and the door handles. Got the headlights going on, tail lights. Did some green on the actual like ambulance lights and the red on there. Kind of makes it look like Rudolph a little bit, but okay. But yeah, looking really good so far. Did a little bit of work on the engines for the front. Just a little bit of detail stuff on there. And then the weapon, got that going on, just make it a little more high tech and stuff. So that's looking pretty good. I'm going to start next on the other detail work for the actual body part for the ambulance. Practice a little bit, and this is kind of the effect that I am kind of going for. You see kind of a star effect. I'm going to be using this Starfire yellow and trying to replicate that same kind of thing on here. Like I said, kind of a Midnight Rider type thing before I get it all put back together and get the engines and stuff on there and the weapon and stuff mounted and the armor on the windows. So yeah, let's try to do the stars first, and then we'll start getting together and we'll see how it looks and what else we need to do. But yeah, looking good. Alright, so all detailed up, all the stars and the lights and everything going on. The next thing I'm going to do is do some dry brushing, and instead of doing the normal accumulated dust stuff that I do for all my grungy stuff or like the wastelands and stuff, since this is going to be a hovercraft, I'm actually going to be using this Turbo Dork Radium. You apply it over a darker color and it gives it kind of the color shift. But with the dry brushing, it'll give it more of a sparkle, like stars and stuff like that. Kind of exactly what I'm going for. So let's get this dry brushed in the radium, and then we'll start getting everything put together. We'll get the armor and everything on there, and we'll get it mounted, and this one will be good to go. Really liking how this has turned out. Alrighty, and there we have it. 183 Cadillac Ambulance beach patrol thing, taken from kind of a drab old just running along the sands to a fabulous space ambulance midnight syndicate type of thing. Really love these engines, the hover engines that are coming from anything four-wheel drive. The Kavan Factory weapon is just awesome. Really loving how this thing turned out. Turned out just fabulous. The paint and stuff, the Turbo Dork, you know, there is a time and place for it, and this was definitely it. So yeah, really love how this turned out. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, do me a favor and hit that like button. My goal is to do weekly videos, whether they're vehicle builds, terrain builds, whatever. So if that's for you, please hit the sub button below and ring the bell to get notified when new content drops. I do sell all my builds pretty inexpensively on my Etsy page, so if you want to pick something up or see what else I've done, you can even request a custom build. Until next time, keep your foot on the gas and your finger on the trigger. Gaslands NorCal, signing out.